We are live. Happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday, January 28th, and the time right now is just after 8 p.m. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. And let's check what the weather is. It is minus 15 right now, and apparently with the wind chill, it's closer to minus 22 or minus 23, so thankfully I'm nice and warm at home. And if you've been watching my live streams lately, if I try to go out and live stream in this kind of weather, my iPhone runs into all sorts of problems with the audio jack, or I guess the lightning port doesn't work. It is randomly shut down and refused to turn back on before in this weather. So it is very cold. So I am glad to be here in the warm comfort of home. And first and foremost, just before we kick the show off tonight, I will talk a little bit about what's coming up. I just want to say happy birthday, Mom. It is my mom's birthday today. So happy birthday. I love you. Hope you had a wonderful day. I gave her a little heads up to watch this one. I know she likes to silently lurk sometimes. So I'm assuming you're there unless you're out at your birthday party with a million people having a shindig. Anyways, happy birthday, Mom. And yeah, so I'll throw some tunes on for the next few minutes. Let me get the weather off. And yeah, that intro, I just slapped together another intro. It's kind of fun making those, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sure there'll be more to come. And I see a lot of people in the chat. Allie, Emily, Epic, Clayton Crawford, Michelle Briggs, Marg H, Alex Gets Around, T.O., Connie, Brandon, Harjot, Paranormal Witness Girl, Ronald, Kathleen, Dave, Brad Palmer is here. And Brad Palmer says, happy birthday to Johnny's mom. Susan Young is here. The Magic Entertainer's here. Janet's here. Deborah Ball, Kenny, Corey Marie Palmer says, happy birthday, Mama Strides. I'm sure she appreciates that. Canada is here. The Real Man is here. Vanessa is here. So thank you guys very much. And we've got a good crowd already tonight, 136 viewers. There's more people watching this than at this point in one of my outdoor lives. Let's get a beer open, shall we? This is a Creemore Urbach. This is a dark lager. It is a dark beer, rich and flavorful, sweet malt notes. What percent is it? I bought a 6-pack mixed Creemore. It is a 6% strong beer. So we're going to try to make this last. Slightly shorter videos tonight. Coming up, I have 3 videos, all recorded yesterday and today. What do I have here? We're going to start with a streetcar ride. Yesterday I did a live stream starting at St. Clair West Station. So I recorded the streetcar ride from St. Clair West Station to there. So that's coming up. Then the subway was not running last night, so I got kicked off the subway. So I recorded a video there. And then this morning I recorded a walk in the freezing cold. So 3 new videos, all for this stream until I decide what else to do with them later on. So let's get started here. So this one takes place yesterday, just before I went out to record the live stream. Let me get that fired up. There we go. I will leave the audio on. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me just check the levels here. Which I can't do yet because there's a delay. But anyways, let's get the beer open. Corey Hill says he's more of a pop guy than a beer person. And yeah, for tonight, if you're new to this stream, I generally just keep things casual. We're just kind of hanging out. Feel free to chat with one another. There are rules in the chat to follow. Feel free to ask me anything. That doesn't mean I'll necessarily answer, but I'll do my best. But yeah, I'm just going to check the audio quickly. Oop. Mute. Okay, I think it's relatively decent. So here we are at St. Clair Station. So I'm just going to transfer up and hop on the streetcar where I get a nice view out the window. And we're going to ride that over to St. Clair West Station. Then I jump out and do a live stream. Genetic Beast says, congratulations, Johnny, on 68,000 subscribers. Thank you. We need some good news. January is a very, very down month in the YouTube world. So any good news in January I'll take. So thank you. Hopefully we'll hit 70 in the month of February. Emily says, glad I wasn't on the subway tonight. Why? What happened at college? Bill Chow says, I like the intro. I also like more instant polls during premieres, not just about walking videos, but general opinions, e.g. which is the best movie of the year. Bill, yeah, I'm trying to make the Sunday night streams a bit more interactive, but we could build some polls into this as well, and we can have some fun during the premieres as well. It's not always just about the walking video, of course. Marg H says, are you wearing your merch? You recognized... as I cut my head off because my camera only goes so high. Yes, I am wearing one of my t-shirts. The only t-shirt that I have to wear because I ordered a t-shirt, a sweater, and a mug. Question from Clayton Crawford. Johnny, this is obviously not related to the streetcar I'm about to board. That's the 512, and this is the eastern terminus of that streetcar line. Johnny, for the umpteenth time, can you please tell people how the caramel gets injected inside the caramel bar? Pretty sure they're little frozen blocks of caramel, and then they pour the chocolate around it. I don't think there's anything being injected. Brandon says if you reached 100K, that would be a big milestone. Yeah, probably not this year. Hopefully next year we'll get there. Devin Sullivan in the chat. Emo's music channel here. Lisa likes riding the 512. The streetcar named Desire. So I just skipped ahead here, and hopefully the streetcar is off on its merry little way. There we go. Lisa says they inject. Oh. It's a balmy -18 in the nation's capital. Wish we had some streetcars buzzing around town. Chaser, you have some underground streetcars, the Ottawa LRT, but they're not really surface level. Emily says, can you please do a hoodie with the front picture, dark purple, so that those of us that love your video can show it off? Can you please do a hoodie? Okay, I can look into that. If you want to see what one of the hoodies looks like, Bevy did a live unboxing stream on her channel, Bevy YH said. You can check that out. Genetic Beast says, Johnny, what program are you using to make that backdrop? I'm using OBS. It's just broadcasting software. It's got a chroma key and green screen. The Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer, $5. Happy Friday, John. Thank you, the Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer, for your $5. I heard it was an absolutely crazy day in Ottawa today. A fellow YouTuber, Otto Walks, did a trio of live streams that racked up tons of views there.
Next stop, Young Street.
So I'm sure you
Happy Friday, John.
Saw some of the craziness there. LDBHG says, did that guy keep yelling at... He wasn't yelling at me as much as he was just talking to himself, and yeah, he did, but I didn't really care to think about it much. So now we're heading west on St. Clair. There's a look south past Yonge Street. Emily says OBS is pretty cool. Do you know anyone with 5 cars? Nope. Ali BHG waiting on a blizzard in Massachusetts. Hopefully it stays mild, I guess. Is there such thing as a mild blizzard? FM 303. Glad you're surviving this cold winter. How do you feel about the amount of cannabis weed shops in the city? I feel like there's an awful lot, but I'm also not one to be against the free market. I think, you know, providing these are just small business owners, I'm very cool with it. I also think that there's going to be a consolidation at one point. It's simply, it can't be sustainable to have that many weed shops. You know, we've seen it with vape stores before, and to a lesser extent, we saw it. There was like a burger rush a few years ago. Before that, there was a burrito rush, and like it becomes the hot thing, and then they all start eating each other alive, and then it gets whittled down. And if all these cannabis shops are sustainable, all that tells us is that it's way overpriced and the margins are huge for them to be able to stay open. In which case, we're going to need some reforms because, yeah, it's nuts how many there are. Like even in the States where they don't have the same kind of liquor controls as us. You don't see liquor stores as often as you see cannabis stores here, which is weird. Can you do a live stream or video in North Bay, Kenny? I think Ken would be the better candidate for that. He's a lot more familiar with there, and frankly, I barely leave this little circle surrounding downtown Toronto. Have you ever been in Aurora or Richmond Hill? Not lately. I don't have any. I've been in Richmond Hill, actually. I was there not too long ago, but my thoughts, I'm generally not a fan of suburbia. Line 1 ought to have been a light metro. Yep. To me, they're just underground streetcars based on what I saw. Just reading through your messages. Brandon says I should do one some in Kingston at some point. I'd love to do that. And that's not a bad stop to make on a trip to Ottawa or Montreal. A shout out to T75. We watch you regularly. Well, thank you, Bougie Gypsy Queen X. That's a bit of a mouthful. They can continue. Yeah, he did go to North Bay and back. Can you live stream a trip on the Via Rail? No, you can't. The connection is nowhere near strong enough. Once you leave the GTA, especially heading towards Ottawa, it is awful. You can barely do anything. Even with 3 different providers on 3 different phones, I barely had a connection to do anything. Are you from Canada or the US? I'm very Canadian. I did not. The Magic Entertainer. Susan says, if he goes that far in York Region, Unionville, Markville Mall, and Pacific Mall, and First Marketplace. I think Unionville is definitely a place they'll be covering, probably by spring. Sorry about that, Clayton. I guess you're busy writing your newsletters. Don't stream on Via Rail because someone on YouTube did a video riding from Toronto to Ottawa in its entirety a few years. Craig Dwyer, happy Friday. Trying to make it an even 5, but to no avail. 499. Thank you so much, Craig, for your support. It's very much appreciated. And we are heading towards St. Clair West Station here. Where are your great-grandparents from? I think the UK? I'm not entirely positive on that. I know where my grandparents are from. And that would be a mix of Scotland and England.
Happy Friday. Trying to make it an even $5, but to no avail.
Corey, yeah, it's with the pandemic and with the cold weather, it's just hard to get out that many places. I wish I live streamed when I was in Oakville, but I will absolutely get out and do some more streams from not the usual places later this year. I say that as I'm sitting from the comfort of home.
Next stop.
Mads Rask. Hey, Johnny, hope your Friday to you. I think you meant happy Friday. Hope you're having a good Friday as well. And thanks to all 228 viewers so far for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And I will be doing a Sunday night stream on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. Similar format to this, but a bit more laid back, a bit more interactive in terms of doing things on screen rather than just passively watching videos. Lisa suggests Welland. Does Welland have like a downtown area? Pardon for being ignorant, but I know Niagara-on-the-Lake out there would definitely be worth working or checking out. Steven, I don't believe it would be. I had a Rogers 5G, a Bell 5G, and a Freedom LTE, and none of them were strong enough. And that is where VIA would be pulling their Wi-Fi from.
Spadina Road.
You're hitting the low 30s this Sunday in Florida. I'd like to visit Florida. It's been a while. When did I last go there? I think 2007 was the last time I was in Florida. It's cute, but it's a little too quaint. It might be worth a stop. I mean, it's on the way. I go to Niagara Falls fairly often. Michael K says the Wi-Fi on Via Rail sucks. Yes, confirming what I found out earlier. Sasha, will I do a trek with Ken to either Windsor or St. Clair or even Calgary? What do you mean by St. Clair? St. Clair in Toronto?
Next stop.
I think we could do that. Maybe
Avenue.
I'll have to reach out to Ken and we'll have to do a video now that we're well into the new year. And I haven't done any collabs this year. I've been meaning to do them with other people. I just haven't got around to it. Who's taking the Super Bowl this year? I am a Bengal fan. Go Bengals. I was not a Bengal fan a few weeks ago, but now I am. Marg H says I could do Goodwill and Fabricland there. Where in Welland? Could you do a walk through the U of T downtown campus? If you search for it, you will find that, Archie. I've done a few of those on this channel. And I've done a live stream somewhat recently there.
Next stop.
Emily, so you'll be buzzing about. And when are you going to start launching your YouTube videos? I think we're all looking forward to that. Johnny will visit Paris, Ontario? I don't know. Where do you guys get these ideas from? Clayton says no Patriots. No, there are no Patriots in the playoffs anymore. St. Catharines has a nice downtown. Yeah, I think one of the problems with those areas in small town Ontario is you would have like 5 or 10 minutes worth of a video. And then if there's not like the waterfront nearby or like a park to go visit, I don't know if there's enough there for even a 30-minute video that's interesting. Like as soon as I venture, like the Ottawa video I thought was a nice video, but its average watch time was like half of what just me walking down any random street in Toronto would be. So people just don't seem to be as interested in smaller places. So I don't know, maybe I could do like a bunch of downtowns and like stick them together in one video. That might be an idea just to kind of keep it interesting. I know Cambridge has a very nice downtown area. It's kind of historic. So I think that would be worth it. Ooh, Emily, that is too bad.
Please look right for traffic when exiting.
What kind of camera are you using? Maybe just get like a GoPro or a DJI Action. That might do it. Susan says like a compilation video. Yeah, maybe. Like just 3 10-minute segments. Boardwalk Brad in the house. Rob says, what's the drink choice tonight? G&T. We have a Creemore Urbach 6% dark lager. And I apologize if you can hear my heat. Normally I turn the heat down so you don't have to hear it in the background, but it's kind of a cold ass night. Do you think there'll ever be a train that goes to Windsor at some point? Not at this current rate. Should there be? Yes, there should be a high-speed train that starts at Windsor and goes all the way to Montreal. But we all know where our priorities have been, so unfortunately we don't have that, but that should exist. But will it exist? I don't think. Not in our lifetime. Harjot says, congrats on your 600 subs to Alex. So I think I just walk through the platform here. I'm on the northbound platform, and I'm going to head out to Heath Street, and then I'm going to fire up my live stream. Archie says, how about Vancouver? Yeah, we'll make it happen. Chuck Diamond in the house. Hello. Super channel member Chuck Diamond, thanks for dropping in. Brian says 6%. That's fighting beer. Not when you nurse it over an hour and a half. Then it's just a calm, mellow beer. Clayton thought that sound was Charlie breathing heavily, waiting for a walk. So this would have been, what, about 4 p.m. yesterday? I think so. 6%. You're going to be tipsy, dude, off of one beer? Nope. Boardwalk Brad says St. Clair West is such an odd station. Looks kind of retro and modern at the same time. Yeah. I kind of like it on the south end. You get... The streetcar platform is very unfinished. It's very rough, and then you get this kind of cool view looking down at the streetcar tracks. I think I took a look at that. It's kind of reminiscent of the Montreal stations in that regard. Windsor has the waterfront, the Ambassador Bridge, the view of Detroit, and if you go to the Hook and Ladder, they may make a mean concert. Also, the Canadian Club Factory is there. Oh, some CC, Canadian mixing whiskey. Emily was using an old Sony. You know what, Emily? I have some old cameras. Let me poke around and see if I have something that I might be able to send your way or hand off to you. If that's the only thing holding you back from making videos, I might be able to find something for you. Let me take a look through my inventory. I've got a lot of old cameras that have like focus issues or don't work well. But if I have one that's good enough, if that's the one thing keeping you back, I'll see what I can do. Brandon says at least fans will be allowed back at sporting events, but 500 people, why not 2,000? I think it should be based on the venue size, right? Like if it's a huge arena, 500 seems ridiculously small, or like the Sky Dome. It doesn't make sense to put a hard cap when you have such an enormous venue that can easily, safely accommodate more people, but that might just be me. Miguel says, hi, Johnny, what's up? I'm checking in Galleria Supermarket. They have coffee and Korean snacks. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's the end of our video. We just ended. So there as we are now hovering over the Gardner Expressway and the CN Tower, so video number 2 follows a similar route, not just similar, but the same route as the video I recorded earlier. This was not something I had planned on doing, but if you're wondering why it came to be, listen up to the announcement very carefully. I'm going to shut up now so you guys can hear.
Passengers, please be advised. At this moment, there is no subway service between St. Clair and Grove stations due to Toronto police investigation. As a result of that, this train will be going out of service upon the arrival at St. Clair station. St. Clair station is a stop for this train. Please kindly exit the train upon the arrival at St. Clair station, as this train will be turning back towards Finch. Thank you.
So I was at St. Clair, heading south, and yes, vertical. And they kicked us off. They emptied out the subway train. So mini rant here. I pull up my phone and I check out TTC service alerts, and it said nothing. So I thought, okay, this just happened. We'll give them a minute. And everyone, I'll start playing the next video, which is right after that announcement. Everyone was emptied out of the train, and they were all packed onto the platform, but we had no idea when service was going to resume. They said there was like a security incident at Bloor-Yonge Station, and there was going to be no service southbound anymore until it cleared up. So here's the thing. Bloor-Yonge Station is like a 25-minute walk from St. Clair. So if this delay is longer than 25 minutes, clearly you should walk, at least if you're a freak like me and you like to walk. If it's not longer than 25 minutes, then you stay. But in my mind, I always want to walk, and then I'll check in at Summerhill Station, the next station. If service has resumed, great. I'll go hop on the train there and continue down. If it had resumed by Rosedale, not really worth it, but maybe I'll hop on the train there. Wiseman, hello from Winnipeg. Thank you for the $10, Wiseman. It's very much appreciated. Thank you, Wiseman. So I figured I would just start walking down the street and check out the alert on the TTC website, right? And it would tell me if service resumed. And if service had resumed, I would just pop into the next subway station. Well, guess what? The TTC didn't even list this closure.
Hello from Winnipeg.
Hello from Winnipeg, says Wiseman. The TTC didn't even list this on their service alerts. Like, what? What are you doing? Why wouldn't you list it? You just shut down your subway. You displaced a whole bunch of people. You put some people, like, So I thought, okay, I'll check out the service alert. So I immediately instinctually started walking, knowing it's just a 25-minute downhill power walk. But when I get to Summer Hill, I check it, and there's still nothing listed there. It doesn't say service is suspended. It's just nothing. There's no service alerts. And there's a guy standing there who told me, you know what? It's not running now. So, like, what the hell are you doing, TTC? Like, why do you have service alerts on your website if you're not going to update it when service goes down? Like, absolutely atrocious communication. And for people like me that are like, should I walk? Should I take the train? What am I going to do? Am I going to get a Lyft or an Uber or a cab? Like, at least update your shit so people know what's going on. So, yeah, I generally think the TTC is quite good at what they do, but this was atrocious. So, Chuck Diamond, $10. Thank you, Chuck Diamond, for your support. Very much appreciated, Chuck. Thank you. Emily says, get a scanner app. Listen to the TTC scanner feeds. John says, when it comes to TTC communication, you need to lower your expectations. Yeah, in a time like this, you think they would be on the ball. Like, there's someone sitting there manning their alerts. Like, friggin' update it. Let people know what's going on. So I started hightailing it down to Bloor Young, and you can see I'm walking pretty fast because I had a commitment to be somewhere by a certain time, and I'm now going to be late thanks to the TTC, whose protocols at clearing up security incidents are also incredibly slow. It takes them so long just to, like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Maybe these are topics for RM Trent. Look at this lady walking right down the middle of a sidewalk. Like, how am I supposed to get around you? Just walk to the side. What the hell? Anyways. Yeah, so that's my little rant. The TTC clearly has no idea what the hell they're doing in the communication department. I'll never forget the time I was on a train at Eglinton Station, and the train was just sitting there with the doors open. And we were sitting there for like 3 minutes. And at that point, all the passengers are just looking at each other like, what's going on? And then the conductor gets on and goes, there is no delay, folks. We are just going to be holding for a few more minutes. There is no delay. What? Then what is this? We've already been here for like 3-4 minutes. You're telling us we're not going to be moving for a few more minutes. And you're also telling us there's no delay? Like, do you not know what that word means? Was this a scheduled stop in the middle of the line for like 5 minutes? Anyways, I'm done with ranting. But yeah, that's why I'm moving pretty fast. And the whole time I'm checking these service alerts. Like, tell me, is the subway running? Is the subway running? I have no idea. You just kicked me off the train and nothing. Asleep at the wheel. Prasan Nayak, sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly. Hello from Yonge and Eglinton. Hello, I am also at Yonge and Eglinton. So it's possible if we both went out into our balconies or outside and yelled really loud, we'd hear one another. But thank you so much for the $5. It's very much appreciated.
Hello from Yonge and Eglinton.
Yonge and Eglinton. I like the way you said instead of and. Yeah, this was like siren central on this walk. There were so many sirens going by. It was kind of nuts. Boardwalk Brad says new YouTube channel, Johnny Rants. That'll go under the Stumbles umbrella. Everything that isn't walking goes on Stumbles. Just having a YouTube channel is so exhausting to maintain it. and keep up on it. Like, I fell behind on replying to my Patreon subscribers, and it was like 2 weeks, and I felt so bad because some of them had some timely messages like, hey, can you wish me happy birthday? Like, I do not think I can handle a third channel unless it was like a set and forget kind of thing, let alone make a channel where I'm making ranty videos. We'll just, if a rant comes up, we'll put it on Stumbles. That's the place for it. COVID Hippo says he's been ranting on Stumbles for a long time. Chuck Diamond says, you are so good at it. Shigma says, I want to rant too. There are so many foolish people out there. It's maddening. Went down an anti-vaxxer rabbit hole. Oh my God, the United States is screwed. So much misinformation. Miguel says, also I checked in H Mart. I'm looking for a Korean Sprite called Chilsung, and I don't know if they have Chilsung Zero. Yeah, Chilsung tastes just like Sprite or 7-Up, so why not just have Sprite or 7-Up? I remember that was their standard. What did they call it there? There's a word for it that they used to call it. Like cola, but they had a version of it. Susan says, I need an assistant. If I could pay someone to help me, I would love to do that, but we are so far from being able to do that. Antair says TTC is for people that need an excuse to be late for work. Brandon, I have not, but that is the subway crash that happened between St. Clair and DuPont, right? I remember that when it happened. It was all over the news. Would you ever tint your hair dark or black? No. We'll let it change naturally. Hello, did you hear about the trucking convoy? So do you have any thoughts on it? People brought it up. It wasn't really covered in the news that much. Thoughts on it? I don't really know what their overall message was. Maybe that's just my ignorance and I'll have to look into it. So sorry, I don't really have much thoughts. Maybe the media should have done a better job covering it. I don't really know. Alex says, I like the TTC because he's a fan of transit, but sometimes they piss me off. Anthony Ng.
Hi,
Hello,
Johnny.
Anthony
Would
Ng.
love to see you cover the Sugar Beach / LCBO area soon. Keep it up.
Christopher Lee with 50 Hong Kong dollars. Would love to see you cover the Sugar Beach / LCBO area soon. I'll have to go back there, Christopher Lee. I think I was there about a month and a half ago recording a cold ass walk in that area, but I'll be sure to go back. Thank you so much for the... I don't even know. What is 50 Hong Kong dollars? HK 52 CAD. 819 Canadian. Thank you so much, Christopher Lee. Alex, I'll have to look down or look up that
Southbound still down?
that documentary.
Thank you.
Doyo to mi yo ba says Annyeong haseo. Annyeong haseo to you. Doyo to mi yo ba. Sorry, I read that so slow. I like your channel. Oh, gomapsamnida. Pangawayo? Is that how you say nice to meet you? The Magic Entertainer says, are you going any place warm this winter? I was hopefully going to Thailand to meet up with everyone in my fantasy football league. But sadly, that did not happen. All right. Thanks, Wise Man, for filling me in. Victor says, hello, Johnny. How are you tonight? I am well. The Real Man says, what were you saying to that guy on the street? Oh, that was the guy who was telling me that the subway was still closed. Everett C., welcome to Gold Tier. Thank you so much for the channel membership and the support. Everett C., if you do wish to support the channel on a regular basis, there is YouTube channel membership or alternatively Patreon in the description. They're just two different platforms, but the benefits and rewards are pretty much the same. So thank you so much for your support, Everett C., and I'll have a snowstorm exclusive video for Patreon and channel members up hopefully tomorrow. I was supposed to do that today, but I got carried away just watching YouTube tutorials on After Effects and Photoshop. Whoops. Derek Williams says, biggest shout out from Toronto, Queen and Parliament. I'll be walking by Dundas in Parliament in the next video tonight, but thank you for the shout out, Derek Williams. Stephen Hodges. Thank you. You wonder how Walking Man Dude is doing and the Walking Woman Dudette? I have no idea. Although Walking Man Dude dropped into Bevy's stream yesterday. You're in a wine? Well, I have one bottle of wine in the fridge, and that's a rosé. And I'm saving that rosé for a bag of ketchup chips. Did you know a chilled rosé and ketchup chips is like the best possible combination of alcohol and food on planet Earth? I'm not kidding you. It is phenomenal. Have yourself a cold rosé and a bag of ketchup chips, and then thank me. I'm sure you'll like it very much. Chuck Diamond misses Toronto so much. Any chance to record at Banff? I've never been to Banff. It looks beautiful, but I've never been. Never been. Lisa disagreeing with Rosé. Baking pizza. We're having a Creamore. Just a dark lager, 6%. The real man's hoping to go to Toronto this year or next. Hopefully this year. You're in Montreal, right? I think that's close enough that you don't need to hold out for years and years. You thought I was going to say I'm saving it for Valentine's Day. Jeanette, $7 for some ketchup chips. Thank you, Jeanette Morales. I'll have you know, I already have Nosh brand ketchup chips on my counter. Tomorrow, there's a big MMA card. Well, big if you're a fan of MMA. Most casuals won't care. And I'm going to crack open the rosé and have the ketchup chips over some MMA action. So I'm looking forward to that. Johnny, can you speak Cantonese? No, I know...
For some ketchup chips. Winky face.
Thanks again. I know... what's a Cantonese word? Gulo yok? That's it? Naho guajine? My Cantonese is absolutely terrible. I dated someone who spoke Cantonese when I was in university, and that's how I learned a few words. Who's Joss says, of course I'm late as usual, but much love from my country, Belize. All the way from Belize. And if you're wondering, I'm currently walking south, and I decided since I just recorded a similar walk a week earlier at night going south down Yonge Street, I was going to cross over and do it from the other side of the street just for some different scenery. I'm so used to doing this stretch of Yonge Street that I kind of tuned out when I saw it pop up on this stream. But yeah, we are heading south down Yonge Street. I am south of Summer Hill, just north of Rosedale. And I should be not too far from Bloor Yonge Station. Probably a good 15 minutes from here. Sasha says rosé and a kebab is awesome. Lisa says ketchup Doritos or nothing. I don't know. Chilled rosé and ketchup chips. Awesome, awesome combination. Connie says Thailand is going to legalize marijuana just like Canada soon. Yeah, and I think that's going to put a ton of pressure on the Philippines, who are super, super hardcore against any drug and marijuana, especially that whole region kind of has been really, really against most drugs, except for Cambodia, where in Cambodia you could get weed on a pizza, which is crazy. I remember they call them happy pizzas, and there's actually restaurants called Happy Pizza, and I thought it was phenomenal. I really much enjoyed my happy pizzas when I was in Cambodia, but the rest of the region would chop your wrists off if you were caught with weed. So yeah, it's cool to see Thailand moving in that direction. I hope the rest of the countries follow. And Korea is super, super hardcore anti-weed. I know someone there who got in shit for having synthetic weed, which wasn't even illegal, but they still kicked him out, and he was a foreigner. So, hey, you're in someone else's land, you play by their rules, right? And if they make the rules up, I guess you deal with it. Do you like rum and Coke or vodka and lime? I like rum and Diet Pepsi. Call me weird, but I don't. The idea of a sugary pop that I'm just going to drink a whole lot of is kind of much. Elias says, what MMA show is on tomorrow night? Ryan Bader, former UFC fighter and the current heavyweight champion of Bellator, is fighting Moldavsky, the interim heavyweight, who is on Team Fedor. And Benson Henderson is fighting tomorrow night. Sabah Hamasi, Henry Corrales. There's some banging fights going on tomorrow night. And if you're in Canada, you can watch it on the Bellator YouTube channel. There's more to fighting than just UFC. Emily says rosé is awesome with fresh lobster. AI gaming, that is very true of downtown too. You can't throw a rock without hitting a weed dispensary. TV Dexter says Havana Club and Diet Coke for me. I have some Havana Club that I bought in Cuba, and I don't think I'm ever going to open the bottle. It's more of a showpiece Havana Club. And where are we right now? What street is this? Can I read it? Belmont Street. And there goes the 97 bus. That was one thing that slipped my mind. Lisa's telling me to throw the chips in the freezer. Why am I throwing chips in the freezer? Why am I throwing chips in the freezer? But it never occurred to me to catch the 97 bus going south. What do you think of Nagano versus the UFC? I think he's got a point. I think they are grossly underpaid for what they do, at least compared to like boxing. And if you look at their pay-per-views, I think he's done in the UFC. He's going to go to Showtime and do some boxing matches. TV Dexter says, Johnny, you're the man. TV DXCR. I read that as Dexter. Chuck Diamond calling out the honeypot. Sorry. Yeah, I'll buy a bag of 99-cent chips from Rexall, and I'll throw those in the freezer. We'll see how that turns out. Chips in the freezer. Do you throw the ketchup chips in the freezer? Potato chips in freezer. Let's Google that. After the party's over, what do you do with leftover chips? Freeze them. Most of the moisture is cooked out of the potato, so there's little risk of chips getting soggy. You can even eat them straight from the freezer because very cold chips are crispier. I guess if you have a crispy chip fetish, that's the way to go. All right, Emily, thanks for dropping by. Have yourself a good night. Andy Mudd, Johnny, have you ever thought about making money traveling
Johnny,
the world,
have
as
you
some
ever
YouTubers
thought about
do?
making money traveling the world,
I'll let this guy
as
read it.
some YouTubers do? Happy Friday.
Have I thought about that? In my mind, traveling would always be something that I wouldn't be able to recover in terms of profits. You don't make that much money off YouTube ads, and like super chats are amazing and they help, but I don't think they're going to cover the cost of airfare and hotels, and I don't really do travel vlogs. So I think the people that can travel have like massive followings, like Bald and Bankrupt, Simon Wilson. So if I travel, it's more of a vacation, and I'm going to bring my camera with me and share some of that with everyone. But I'm not going to, I don't think that's something I could monetize. I just don't have enough views or audience to do that. That's just kind of the reality. Alina McLeod does. Did someone say Dutch Maz? Is he in the chat? Lisa says, remember the Enrico supers they could pay for a flight. Yeah. Enrico, man. What happened to him? Those were some crazy times when he was around. I always really enjoyed his enthusiasm as well. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to travel. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to make travel videos. And I'm not going to do hotel videos and branch out and live stream from faraway places. I'm absolutely looking forward to that. I'm just not thinking that's like a sustainable thing to do. I know my place. I think here in Canada is where my content, or I guess the heart and soul of what I do is, but you never know, right? When you branch out and you try new things, it could go in a very positive direction. But I love to travel, so I'm going to do it anyways, even if it's like a negative monetary move to do. I still think it's worth doing because it's fun. And if you want to be honest, if I look at my Ottawa and Montreal trips, I didn't break even on those in terms of what I would have got in total. And that was just going to Ottawa and Montreal and getting a hotel room. But again, the fact that I enjoyed it was worth it more than like enough to justify going. So I'm definitely going to be going. Stephen Hodges says, I've been a fan of you for 3 years. Thank you, Stephen Hodges. Midnight Express says, good evening. Good evening, Midnight Express. Chuck Diamond says, Niagara Falls. Oh, Niagara Falls. Oh, things go very well when I go to Niagara Falls. I got to do more Niagara Falls. And I'm sure my mom would like that because she's there as well. And my brother. Oh, apparently there was a merch order on screen. Sorry, guys. I missed the notification for that, but I just got a notification on my phone that someone ordered merch. Thank you so much to whoever just did that. Chuck Diamond loves the casino. The casino, the place where they pump it full of oxygen. And they have dark tinted windows and no clocks. Lisa low-key hates Niagara Falls. It's kind of a tourist trap, but it's fun. People love watching it. I need to go on the Hornblower or the Maid of the Mist and make some videos. Maybe even make a video walking to the USA, right? Remember when you used to be able to just waltz into the USA without like a PCR test and all that fun stuff? That would be kind of a cool video. I should definitely get around to making that if all this stuff blows over. Just reading some of your chats. Made in the Mist, your camera will be soaked. Yeah, I would use a waterproof smartphone for that, like an iPhone or my S20. All right, so video number 2 of 3 is coming to a finish here as I tap my transit pass on. Trying to see if I can find the name of the person who ordered that merch so I could thank them, but that is not giving me a screen name. Do a video going over that zip line over the falls. Yeah, I think you'd have to. I don't know. Would they let you bring like a GoPro with you or a camera? I'm not really sure. Ahmed Muhammad, $50. Holy shite. Ahmed, thank you. Wow. I am at a loss for words, but thank you, Ahmed, so much for the very, very generous super chat. Stay warm, stay safe, and thank you again. And I know you're in Canada because it says CA. So thank you, Ahmed. Chuck remembers when his driver's license was enough to get across. Those were the good old days. Susan says, Johnny, it was Mark H. Mark H. Thank you, Susan, for rolling back the stream and finding... The notification just popped up on the window, but I must have been looking the other way, reading the chat. But thank you so much, Susan. Anonymous bought a cloth mask. Anonymous just bought a cloth face mask. Thank you, Anonymous. Woo. Merch is on fire tonight. Thank you, guys. Merch is available at strideswag.com. We're going to have a brief intermission on the stream. I'll be back in about 30 seconds or so, and I think this video is going to come to an end in a second. So thank you, Ahmed Muhammad. Thank you, Mark H, for the merch purchase. Thank you, Anonymous. I'll be back in 1 sec.
Line 2, Fort Kennedy.
TTC maintenance is testing the public address system in this station. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Next station is Sherburne. Sherburne.
I was not gone that long. I thought the video would have ended before I came back. And now we are just floating around the skyline. So that is 2 out of the 3 videos tonight. Ali BHG says, what's up with the countdown? John O'Meara has been blocked since last summer. No idea what I did wrong. How do you guys know if someone else blocked you? Maybe I have no idea what's going on. We'll play some tunes in the background. So there is one more video tonight, and this video was recorded this morning, and it is a walk downtown. COVID Hippo says, I like the conversation regarding Harjot. Man has blocked me since the summer. He hasn't blocked me. How do you know when someone's blocked you? Does it tell you? Am I that out of the loop in terms of not knowing how YouTube chat works? But Wow, this view is crazy good. This has to be a drone, which means it was not legally filmed. And based on the construction status of that tower on the left, I think this was about 2 years ago. It's not all that current. The Ottawa Wanderer says, "You are sweating, Johnny. Your forehead is shiny." I don't think that's sweat. I think whenever you watch someone with this kind of lighting setup, there's usually a shiny spot on their forehead, and it's almost impossible to avoid. Just goes with the territory. I have to light this like green screen behind me, so I kind of light up. I can do this. I could throw some orange in there with this light, but I don't know. What's better, this or the pale? Let's turn this off. There we go. I think it's better this way. A bit more of a natural shadow. So I'm going to start up. Mark says monoposing. I'm going to start up the last video of the night in a minute. So this is a video I recorded this morning. I came across a very interesting change at Dundas and Sherbourne. So if you're familiar with Dundas and Sherbourne, it's kind of an interesting spot where there was always a lot of like hangouts or people hanging out and people loitering, and I guess a lot of people always say they feel uncomfortable walking through there. Well, there's a drastic change actually to that intersection. And I was a bit surprised to see it. And that's also right around the corner where Ken lives. So I wonder if Ken has found it. But I have a conversation with like a crossing guard about it in this coming up video. So I think it was pretty interested. Stephen Hodges says, "Dude, I will block you." So let's get the last video up. This is Dundas Street East. And then we go to Dundas Square and then Victoria Street, and it's about 37 minutes, and then after this there'll be no more walks. Sarah Joyful says, "Johnny, will you ever sign merch?" I don't know how I would do that. They would have to send it to me, then I would have to send it on to someone else. Oh, that's cool. You can see the Ripley's Aquarium, the rooftop of it. That's really cool. I don't know. I really like these videos. That's why I'm playing these in the background. But anyways, let's go ahead and start the third and final video for tonight. So I look directly into a light that is blinding me. Here we go. So we are starting on the 504-505 replacement bus. Lisa says the roof of Ripley's is nice. I think it's one of the most photogenic roofs we have in the city, right? And we are off the bus. So this is Broadview and Dundas. I wanted to do a walk across the east side of downtown, so I did not record a regular video today. I went out and I recorded just this, knowing that I needed some content for tonight's stream. Actually, I'm going to make a poll question. So I have put up a poll here. And I've turned off the music. Sorry about that. I left the music on during the walk. Try selling some t-shirts with your logo. I am trying. You can go to strideswag.com and you will find t-shirts with my logo. Michael K says, also, I eat glue. I think that was one of the options in one of my prior streams. 53%, 55% say yes, make new ones. I was hoping this would be overwhelmingly in favor of no, be lazy and play reruns. So now we are currently walking westbound on the south side of Dundas Street, and we're about to cross the Don River, and we'll get a snazzy look at the Don Valley parking lot and then the Don River, and then we'll be in downtown. Do you have any socks? I have many socks. The real man wanted to eat glue when he was like 9. And thank you to all 381 viewers in the chat right now. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good Friday night. I'll be back on Sunday night on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. It'll be not just passively watching videos. We'll maybe play City Guesser or GeoGuessr. Maybe we'll do some more polls. I don't know. I'll have to think of something. Lisa got new socks today, long socks, which you typically never wear. They're super comfy. You know, ski socks are ridiculously comfy. They tend to be padded and they're nice and warm. Action VJ, moderator extraordinaire. You voted for Be Lazy. Y'all not even watching the video. But you know what, Action VJ? I can take these new videos and I could package them up in a 24/7 stream of silent ASMR videos that I made for this stream on my other channel. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world having... Although I only filmed this one in 1080p. I did not... Focus, camera. Focus. I did not film this in 4K. Interesting, Alejandra. Lisa typically only wears low ankle socks even in the winter. Yeah, that is... Whenever I see people doing that in the winter, I'm like... Do you really value style that much? What happens when they get wet? I have given up on trying to look remotely fashionable. I wear like sweatpants now when I go out that are windproofed. I don't even wear jeans anymore. Like, what's happened to me? Victor says you should be able to enter malls and stream live inside. Usually people get told not to do that when they go into malls with all their streaming gear. It's... Whoa, did that gray box just appear? What was that all about? I'm waiting to see. Yeah, what the hell was that? Dean's vlog says super clear bike lane there. Yeah, it's actually bikeable. I might have to go out and finally run down the battery on my scooter. Yeah, you're at the mercy of, do the security guards care enough to tell you to stop doing it or not when you go record in a mall. Fortunately, I've had pretty good luck with that. There's a luxury car dealer on the right, a bunch of Lexuses. Alejandro says, yes, you're a gray box now. I think that was just my camera software. Vivian Johnson is here. Busy reading chats. Hello and happy Friday, Vivian Johnson. And just one more time, happy birthday, Mom. I hope you're having a good night. And I hope you're enjoying the stream. Jeanette says, sleepy time for me. Good night, Johnny and friends. Jeanette, you're not in a meeting for once. You don't have to leave us so early. Jeanette, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for your super chat earlier. Have a good night, Jeanette. Sasha says, every awesome video you make is a marker in history. 20 years from now, they will call you a modern historian. Keep being awesome. Thank you, Sasha. I wonder if the videos would be of more value in the future if I just shut up and had quiet videos versus blabbering. But I guess the main thing is the visuals. It probably won't matter too much. Bill Chow says, not safe to bike in the snow, especially when there's black ice. If there's black ice, yeah. But if the roads, these roads I think are fine, actually. They've been salted so many times. I think there won't be any issues. All right, Lisa, enjoy your drinks with your fave guy. I thought you were going to take the doggo for a walk. Lisa says you need new streams to play old ones, so that was a tricky poll. I'm going to end the poll. 61% say yes, make new videos for these streams. Since I'm out anyways, and I only need like an hour and a half, 2 hours of content, I think we're going to do that. John O'Meara says fat bikes have better traction for winter. I do have a fat bike. One that's been out of service for quite a while. I'm going to have to finally take that thing in and get it fixed up. So now we're east or west of River Street, and we have entered the Regent Park neighborhood. And Regent Park itself will be coming up on the right. And there's a lazy Dundas streetcar lurching across Dundas, heading east. Normally, I think that would have gone up to Broadview Station. Yeah, gaming says, and fat bikes don't fall into sewer grates. Yeah, I know someone when I was in like grade 8 whose bike tire got caught in a sewer and they were hit by a truck, and unfortunately they did not survive. So that kind of has always freaked me out about skinny tire bikes. I still went on to own a bunch of skinny tire bikes, but I've always been extra vigilant at crossing sewer grates and that sort of thing. Brandon says, wasn't this at one point a bad area of Toronto? It didn't have the best reputation before, but I think that has slowly started to change. Rodrigo says this area has changed so much. You're watching from Perth, Australia with your partner. You're moving back to Toronto in June and can't wait. Well, we can't wait to have you back. Enjoy that Australian weather right now while you can, and then come back for our nice weather. Did it just do the gray thing again? Stop covering me up with the gray box. Yeah, it did. That must be my... Oh well. We'll deal with it. T.O. Steve says he thinks that Wendy's serves breakfast. Yeah, there's not a lot of Wendy's in town. There's one just north of Yonge and College, but there's not too many other Wendy's. Susan says gray box glitch. AI gaming. Yeah, I think they've actually changed how the sewer grates are, so it's not so much a problem anymore. Wendy's here is the closest chain burger place in this area. I'm surprised there's no A&W in that area. Courtney, love your videos. Happy Friday. Thank you, Courtney. Happy Friday to you. And if you're just tuning in, we are currently walking west on Dundas Street, east. This was recorded earlier today. It was about minus 15 degrees when I recorded it. So it is a stupidly cold day. And it's still about that. What's the weather right now? It is now minus 16. Feels like minus 23. WTF weather. Brandon says Arby's, I heard, is good. We used to have a lot of Arby's in the GTA. Now we don't really have any. Great thing is your camera dropping. No, if it was dropping the green screen, it wouldn't be covering me up. It's
I grew in the Bayview and Eglinton neighborhood.
Salazar 26279. You grew up in the Bayview and Eglinton neighborhood, so right around the corner from here, not too far. That would be Leaside. Thank you very much for the 279, Salazar. The webcam software I'm using is in beta, so I'm guessing it's just glitching out, but it's not happening enough. It's not happening enough for me to do anything about it. What happened with your internet service fail a few weeks ago? Yeah, that was Rogers. I have no idea, but now when I do the stream, I use a backup provider as well. So just in case Rogers decides to SHIT the bed again, my mobile connection will kick in and save the stream. So we don't have to worry about that this time. Just power failures are all we have to worry about. At Wendy's, they have the cheeseburger, the cheese single burger. You have to ask for a cheeseburger combo without the cheese now. Oh, if you just want a regular burger? Do you wear snow pants? Nope. No, I don't. T.O. Steve misses that Arby's. There used to be an Arby's in the South Food Court at the Eaton Center, and I used to rock that Arby's all the time. There is an Arby's at, where is it? Lundy's Lane and Dorchester Road. Just a few blocks south of there. In Niagara Falls, there's an Arby's. There used to be an Arby's at Southdown Road in Oakville, just west of Mississauga, and that Arby's used to be right next to a Wendy's, and both of those are gone. Rodrigo says Lime Ricky's was the best in Eaton Center. I remember Lime Ricky's. There used to be one at Square One as well. Greg says, do you think the C&E will run this year? Absolutely. I would put a 100% certainty on that. AI Gaming. Pickle Barrel is done on that part of Yonge Street, and the Uptown Theater is done. They blamed wheelchair accessibility, saying it would cost too much to upgrade the theater as an excuse to close it, but I think that was just an excuse to close it and sell off the land. I think Cineplex could have upgraded it, or it was actually Famous Players at the time, I think. Chris Mills went to that Arby's when he worked in the atrium. Oh my god, beef and cheddars rock. I miss Arby's. We need more Arby's in the GTA. We have so many burger chains, so many places where you can get a burger, but something like Arby's, like, yeah, I know a lot of people despise it and they hate it. So don't go there. I think it's delicious. We need more. The Real Man, have a good night. Remember Casey's Bar and Grill? That was like a Jack Astor's suburban kind of place, right? Do you prefer filming with the DJI Pocket 2 or the Osmo mobile gimbal? I do not film with the, I film with the Moza Mini MX, and I definitely prefer the Pocket 2, but I can't live stream with that, so I use the Moza Mini when I live stream. Huge Wall says, love your videos, buddy. I met you last year in March at Polson Pier on a windy day. Also got recorded in your stream. I remember that day. I was live streaming and my DJI gimbal couldn't withstand all the wind and it kept blowing my camera around. That was a crazy windy day and we had a beautiful, beautiful sky there. Clayton Crawford says, question, explain what do you do to set up 3 different Bell, Rogers, or other provider? What do you mean? It's called channel bonding. People can Google that if that's something they're really interested in, but you can bond different providers to one connection. Lauren says, hi, Johnny, you rock. Thank you, Lauren. You also rock, even though I don't know anything about you. I know that you rock. John Amir says, another crossing guard. Yeah, there's a crossing guard I have a conversation with coming up when we get to Dundas and Sherburne, and we're still heading west on Dundas, and I go all the way to Dundas Square, and then I head south down Victoria Street. Sasha says A&W is pretty cool. I think it's the best of the fast food burgers. And we are now done. You're welcome, Aman. I'm going to go make myself a coffee because I'm out of beer, and I would like a coffee, so play nicely amongst yourself. I'll be back in a second. And Canada, have a good night.
These cages all new?
Yeah, they just put them in about a week ago.
Do you know why?
And we are back.
because
Just
they're
need
hanging
some
out here.
Jaws music
There
in
was
the
a-
background.
loitering,
Says,
lot of
I
loitering.
noticed.
yeah,
It's
gaming. Have a good
surprisingly
night,
peaceful
COVID
walk.
hippo.
Huh?
It was surprisingly peaceful
Table
going that
just
way.
shocked me, but
Yeah, they put 'em in.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you want.
I'm now rocking the Johnny Strides mug. I made myself a fresh Keurig. Made myself a Keurig. You don't make a Keurig, you make a Keurig coffee. Well, you press a button and the coffee comes out. Who needs a Tesla when you have a self-driving chair? So we just walked past the part where the big changes took place. They put that big gate up at Dundas and Sherburne, and that was not there before because there was always a lot of people kind of loitering and hanging out in that spot, and now they've decided to clear it up or clear them out and make it sort of inhospitable to hang out. So interesting choice by the building owner there. I bet they needed some kind of city approval to do that, but hey, if it comes to that, it comes to that. Brandon says coffee beer. How many people do we have watching my other live stream right now? Yes, I am live streaming twice. That live stream has one person watching. I guess everyone's over here right now. Rodrigo says, what's your go-to coffee? I'm kind of a fan lately of Balzac's Keurig coffee. In fact, I should probably order some more right now because I'm almost out. I'm currently having a Maxwell House, but they come in the compostable containers, which I like. Balzac's Coffee Roasters, Balzac's Blend. An 18-pack, $15.99 from Amazon. There we go. I've just ordered me some more Balzac's. Chris Mill says, Fillmore's, put your hands together. Stumbles is the after party, says Ali. I don't think I'll be here for that after party, but sure. I have not checked into my 24/7 live stream on Stumbles in a while. That's something I need to get back to. I've just been so busy with like learning new software and going out and recording snowstorm videos that I've kind of neglected that a bit, but we'll get back. I'll be updating the playlist. Not sure if I'm going to do that cycling or scooting playlist idea, but maybe. Maybe. Yogi did suggest it, and Yogi never has any bad ideas, so we'll see. TVDXER says Cuban coffee for me. That's the best part of staying at one of those Cuban resorts, at least food-wise. If you do an all-inclusive, is just getting the cappuccinos and the coffees. Clayton says, oh, everyone, let's go over to the 24/7 stream. Susan says Hawaiian coffee. Peter Charles, the man with two first names, says he found those motorized Oral-B toothbrushes are perfect for cleaning the burrs. What if you're a Philips ultrasonic kind of person? Are they also going to work? Sarah Joyful. Yeah, I don't drink decaf, but if it's Balzac's, I'm not surprised. Their coffee is generally excellent. And they have probably the nicest cafe I've ever been to, at least in my opinion. That's the Distillery District location. It's quite fantastic. And here we are at Jarvis and Dundas Street West. And we're about 15 minutes away from the end of this one. Midnight Express says Folgers. Susan said, got the Braun Oral-B for $30 last lockdown. And then for some reason, YouTube, I guess lockdown is a dirty word for YouTube. Somebody type lockdown. Let's see what happens if YouTube's going to try to block your chat or not. That was weird. But thank you to the mod for releasing that. Oh, a Yorkshire tea truck. That tea is really good. Johnny, they have nice little Balzacs at the Up Express at Union too. That's neat. They have one on Market Street too, I think. Okay, so lockdown is getting through. Okay, guys, we all don't have to type lockdown now. I regret. Ali, my keywords are mostly just vulgar stuff. Susan did not hit any of those keywords. John says there's a Balzac's in Kingston on Princess Street. Oh no, that means Balzac's has sold out and gone full coffee chain. Chuck Diamond says, what is the website to buy your stuff? Stridesswag.com. Stridesswag.com. I have not been there in a while. And just a heads up, there's 12 minutes left on this particular video. I'm going to have to get some updated designs. I just launched this a month ago. Let's see here. Wow, someone binged and bought a bunch of stuff on January 25th. Neat. Thank you, everyone. It's been a FUC letter I can't say that starts with K ton of sales lately. Awesome. Thank you for your amazing support, everyone. Wow, there's a lot of merch out there in the wild. Awesome. Juan Valdez is a chain like Starbucks. Their coffee is pretty good. Paranormal Witness Girl says, Johnny, set up your P.O. box so we can send you stuff. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And I know RM Transit did that. And on his streams, he sometimes opens up stuff. So that could be a whole fun stream, right? I could do a Stumbles P.O. box stream every once in a while. But hey, I launched merch, which was something I've been meaning to do for a long time. I got the 24/7 stream up and running within the last week. I no longer use my old software. I'm 100% Adobe now. So every video I edit is with Adobe Premiere and After Effects. Every thumbnail is with Photoshop. So that has been taking up a ton of time learning everything, but it's kind of fun. And if you're curious about that, I did a live stream on my other channel where I edited a video in Adobe, and we had some issues, but we got through it. And I'm just really enjoying learning new software. It's kind of awesome. It's kind of like when you start a new job and you get to play dumb as if you don't know how to do anything because they don't expect you to be an expert at everything right away. It's kind of, I'm getting to do that even though I still have to get the videos out every day. Johnny H says, are you running both streams on the same PC or a dedicated PC for the 24/7 stream? Yeah, I bought a PC just for that stream, actually, because Intel QuickSync QSV is actually, even on like an older PC, is more than enough to handle 1080p encoding and upstreaming. So I need to move it from Windows over to Linux, but it's doing a good enough job right now. It was like, I bought a PC for like $200 on Amazon, and they sent me a way better PC than the one I bought, like one that's more than double in value. So it's I ordered like an old dual core system, and I got like a much more modern quad core and it's tiny too. It's like the size of a Nintendo Wii. So I got pretty lucky there. All right, Alex, have a good night and happy belated birthday. Peter Charles says Imperial Pub patio memories. I have memories of the Imperial Pub of being ignored and not being served. And I've heard that building is up for redevelopment, so the Imperial Pub might be on the way out. Chris Mills says, did you ever get a NAS? No, that is a future endeavor. Johnny H says, awesome. Let's see. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It's an i5. I could tell you what I ordered. I was supposed to get a dual core i5 4570T, and I ended up with something way better. It is a Haswell PC, but it's for just I can actually, I tested it. I can actually do 3 concurrent live streams off of this one PC, using 2 with the QuickSync encoding and 1 with just CPU encoding. So, but I'm only doing the 1 stream for now. The downside is the hard drive is tiny. It's only got a 256 gig SSD. And now we're in Dundas Square. Hello, Dundas Square, an empty Dundas Square on a Friday early afternoon. There's the Visitor Information Center, so that is Yonge Street. I resisted the urge to walk down Yonge Street. So I'm going to head through O'Keefe Lane, I think. And there was a jackass with his 4-ways on blocking the lane. And then I'm going to go over to Victoria Street, and we're going to go down to Queen, and that'll be that. Devin says, do you have an HDMI capture recommendation? You've been considering picking one up. The Elgato Camlink 4K, I think, is pretty much the standard that most streamers use for that. Rodrigo says Yonge and Dundas Square was ridiculously packed on New Year's. Yeah, we saw, I did a video and a stream on that. Peter Charles says, what's the new name of Dundas going to be? Hopefully still Dundas. Hopefully still Dundas. I hope they just rededicate it or name it after someone else named Dundas. It's pretty stupid to rename it. Steven says, I love Dundas Square because they had the Hard Rock Cafe. Yes, and now it's a Shoppers Drug Mart. How lame is that? And we all know if it wasn't a Shoppers Drug Mart, it would be a Rexall. And if not, it would be a weed shop. Arian says, what's the time there? It is 9:27 p.m.
You won't get out of the way?
Yeah, I won, man.
All right, Chuck D. I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, there's room.
I'd say the whole last
What
name.
a dick. Well, good luck.
So this guy here had his 4-ways on, even though he clearly could have pulled over to the right and left enough room. And this guy was like, what the hell, man? May go, 4K walk, just subscribe. Oh, that happened. I just missed that part. This guy was stuck behind the gap. He started backing out and trying to squeak through the things. Peter Charles, if you're going to play that game, you're going to have to rename Jarvis Street. You're going to have to rename the whole town of Brantford. Like, we should just chalk these up to history lessons rather than go on a renaming spree. I think it's pretty stupid, personally. Because we're going to have to rename the whole city. Ali BHG, because I like to explore. Yeah, I know, Peter, but I think it's renaming streets is lame. Like, think of the cost to the businesses that they're going to have to incur. And there's a protocol. If you want to rename a street, you need the majority of property owners on that street to sign off on it. And Toronto City Council is overriding that with like a special motion, which I think is absurd. Sarah, that's how you got hooked. Yeah, Devin, it's if you're not using the Elgato Camlink, I think you're rolling the dice, but just buy from Amazon and you can try it. And if you don't like it, you can always just return it and try another one. I wouldn't trust the reviews on Amazon, but there's plenty of off-brands where you can get capture cards. I'm sure some of them are pretty decent. Rodrigo remembers the Action Kids 6060 Street video. I remember that. In Etobicoke, a lot of the street names are just numbered as well. Harrian, I am not the person to be suggesting the best nightclub in Toronto. Martin loves Massey Hall. I would love to see it post-renovation. Devin says we're not all to trust Amazon any farther than we can throw it. No, but if you're going to buy something and you don't know if you're going to want it and you might return it, why screw over a small business when Amazon will be happy to process your return? Paulette says, hi, Johnny. I love your walking tours. I love watching you and hearing you speak as well, so enjoy you. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you very much. Johnny, would you ever do the edge walk? Yes, I would. I'd love to do the edge walks. Bill Chow says, as a minority, I agree. We should not waste money on renaming everything, spending money on something more productive. Bill, we have a housing crisis. We have a mental health crisis. We have a homeless crisis. We have a shortage of medical professionals. There's so many things we could be putting money into. Renaming a street when all we need to do is update our history lessons in schools and teach people, I think it's a crime, actually. Like, also, you can just undedicate the street to the original person and rededicate it to someone else with that name. It's ridiculous to waste millions of dollars renaming a street. And the real winners are going to be people who sell signs, right? All the businesses that are going to have to get new signs and update everything. Like, yeah, I think it's a shame. And the taxpayers are going to be out millions of dollars. John says we have a lame mayor. You forgot to mention that. I think our mayor is what you could call milk toast. I'll leave it at that. T.O. Steve says Amazon declared his last order undeliverable. What does that mean? What does that mean? And we are entering Queen Station, right by Queen and Yonge. Rededicate Dundas to Frank C. Dundas, co-owner of the baddest shoe store at Gerrard Square from 1982 to 1985. Chris, I don't think wiser words have ever been spoken. Hamjay says Mississauga voted against renaming Dundas Street. Hey, Mississauga did something right. Mark says, do you want to talk about Dougie? No, I don't. Peter Charles says Tory is the best mayor Toronto ever had. Well, if that is true, that is a sad commentary on the state of Toronto mayors. I think William Peyton Hubbard would have been a better mayor. He was the first elected black politician in all of Canada, and that was in the 1800s. Chris Mills says the simple fact some historical figures were dicks, but spending excessive amounts of money renaming streets is dopey. Yeah, and they're also from a different era. There were different standards. I don't like the Osmo Mobile 4 versus the MX Mini, to the person asking. I like the Moza Mini MX. I actually have a Moza Mini MX too, which they sent me to make a video on, and I never made that video. But I do have it. Yogi, have a good night. And this video is about to turn off. Jacqueline Wilson, thank you for dropping by, Jacqueline. We done. That's the end of the video, so I'll stick around for a few more minutes. Devin says, I like hard gimbals, no batteries, all workout. Rename Dundas to Restless, then it'll be Yonge and Restless Square. There's an idea. Let's get a little freaky. Ooh. I'm invading your TV. We're huge. So I'm all out of content, but thank you guys for voting. So at least for winter, I think we're going to keep... I don't know if I'm going to do this every Friday or if it's always going to be Fridays, but I think once a week or so, I'm going to keep doing this kind of stream just because it's a different kind of content and it's fun. And I kind of enjoy walking around the city making videos where I'm not talking. That's something I don't do on this channel. I don't know T.O. Steve or Peter Charles. Jacqueline Wilson, $9.99. Thank you, Jacqueline Wilson. Thank you so much. Devin says, Giant Johnny, he is floating over Toronto. Maybe. Thank you very much for the $9.99. Jacqueline Wilson. Michelle Briggs says, have a good night. So tonight we watched 3 videos. We watched a streetcar ride. and a walk down Yonge because the subway was shut down and TTC doesn't know how the hell to properly communicate. I mean, why do you have service alerts on your website if you're not going to update it? Don't ask the TTC questions. They don't have answers. They don't know their head from. Anyways, and then we did a walk heading west along Dundas Street West. And I had a beer and we had some good chatting and some people bought merch. So thank you to everyone who bought merch. Sunday night, I will be doing a live stream on Johnny Stumbles. Head over to my other channel at Johnny Stumbles. Hit subscribe and the bell. And I have bonus content going up there. I generally put 1 or 2 extra videos a week up there, and we do a live stream there.
Thanks for the office chair tour.
Chris, thanks for the office chair tour. Thank you, Chris. It's a gaming chair, not an office chair, but thank you so much for the $5. And thank you to everybody else who supported the channel. We had some new channel members drop in tonight. We had some super chats, and our mods did an awesome job. Thank you to our mods, Ali, Action VJ, Yogi, and all the other mods I missed. Thank you so much for that. But I'm going to sign off. So, again, happy birthday, Mom. I love you. Happy birthday. I look forward to going back to Niagara Falls and seeing you and doing another live stream and video. And that is the end of it. So I'm going to end the stream. Stay warm. Stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you Sunday and probably Monday or Tuesday. Monday is going to be a big day because restrictions are starting to roll back. The Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer at the buzzer. $5. Thank you, the Ottawa Wanderer, Lisa Palmer. Thank you so much. All right, Brad Palmer, have a good night, everyone. Ali, John. I'm going to sign out now. I mean it. Thank you. Have a good night. Yoink.